This is the Chronicler, aka M.E. Beckley, aka just Maya for the purposes of this video. And today I'm going to be trying something different for my August update. I didn't want to just throw some words on a page and, hit publish. I wanted to take a moment to get dressed up, put some nice earrings on, and talk to you guys because I'm just looking for some new ways to scratch that creative itch. So welcome to my guest room. We'll be starting first with a roundup of what I published in July. That was a quick July update, as well as Ethelred, the Burning Queen. Very pleased with that, I have to say. If you asked me to round up a list of works that I was proud of and represented my style well, I would say that one, as well as 536, Volcanic Winter, or The Yawning of the Deep. There's a few short stories that are like that I like, they kind of come upon me by surprise. Ethelred, however, just for some fun background, has been living in my head for a while. She's a part of the Shades of Night universe. The events of her life occur 1,000 years before the events of the main novel. If you've been following me for a while, you are aware of Shades of Night, and no, very likely it's not coming to a store near you anytime in the future. Ethelred, been on my mind for a very long time. I'm very pleased. I feel a sense of peace that I have her out there living and breathing in the world. Not for long, though, poor thing. She's a very tragic character. That is the first post that I've made since November of 2024. 2025 has been a strenuous year, not a bad year. I wouldn't say it's a bad year. A lot of good has come of these last few months. But in terms of my writing, dismal. I was hired at a startup company. It failed spectacularly. You don't realize how much your life goes into something until you step away from it. I know it's very strange to say, but I felt this incredible sense of relief when the whole thing came crashing down. But we didn't come here to talk about Maya. Point is, didn't have a lot of time to myself, and I wasn't eating very well, wasn't sleeping very well, always stressed. And it's so interesting because I think so much of the creativity, or that creative part of my brain, was stifled somehow. I needed that creativity in order to help the company grow. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like it's like a finite resource. Whatever that creative part of me was, it was all used for those months for that. And it was exhausting. And so when everything happened, for 2 weeks, my creative spark, or the juice, or whatever was there, took 2 weeks to build back up again. And I remember I was driving in the car. It was a rainy day, just like this one. And all of a sudden, I was listening to a song that I hadn't listened to in a long time. Mind you, it was so bad I hadn't added to my Spotify in about 6 months. And if you're any kind of creative, if you don't continue to listen to new music or add new music, just my opinion, there's something wrong. That's a red flag. It struck me while I was listening. I was like, I need to write. It wasn't a ghost, or it wasn't a desire for something in the past, or a ghost, or a memory of wanting to write. It was immediate. It was that fire or that spark that you get where you must be placed in front of a laptop, write it down in your phone notes. And it comes to me in movie scenes almost. I'm sure other people do as well. This is just how I describe my process. And it just plays, that scene plays over and over and over again. And I will listen to the same song probably 50 to 100 times, like the whole day, just on a loop, over and over again, until I'm able to get it on a page. It had been months since I'd had that, so getting Ethelred out there was good. But then after the motivation or that inspiration goes, that's hard work. That's when that kicks in. And I released a poem. Now so for what I've published in August, we published a poem, Hassel Street and Meeting. It was okay. And then I published Barrowbound, which, okay. Based on the views and the interactions I get on it, I guess other people weren't too keen on it either. Maybe it was the time of day I posted it, I don't know. But it was just not my best writing, in my humble opinion. It's not inspired. But I have a nice work-life balance at the moment, and I was able to start generating some good things. We will be moving forward this month still. I have a second short story coming out. It is called Beasts of Air, which I feel a lot more connected to. It's about a young boy living in a strange world called where something that they refer to as the Gloam eternally reigns. So it's an eternal twilight. There's no moon, no sun. It's just this in between, kind of dark, kind of not. And there's constant squalls and storms, and this civilization has learned to adapt to it. And then one day a stranger comes to his village and saying that he's seeking the day star or the sun, which they believe has been consumed by a worm or a dragon. I'm very excited about this. It's heavily inspired by the Mabinogion, which is a compilation of Welsh lore and poetry. Also, coming out, I believe, in August is my entry as a part of John Toe's, or John Tao's, I beg your pardon if I'm butchering your name, weather report, amongst some other very talented Substack writers. It involves a young woman who's just gotten laid off from her job, having to go to a beachside town and sell bikinis in a very absurd tale. Weather report edition, Birdie. Have your eyes out for Birdie. That's our main character's name. And then Beasts of Air, coming out in September. I have been doing my best to try to get back on the horse with longer works of fiction. I'm doing a lot of short stories these days because I bit off more than I could chew when it comes to series. I'm sure as the weather turns, I'll feel that spark of inspiration for A Town Called Evening. I've been rewriting and writing that ending about a million times. I know that perfection is the enemy of completion. If you're a fan of this video, this style update, I will continue to do it. It's very fun for me. Anyway, that is all for my mid-August update. If you in particular really enjoyed or want to see more content, video style content, please let me know. And I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.